Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to back with another video. I'm CJ, and on their Twitter, CJ Williams. Hey, before we begin, I want to do a shout out to the mail. It was the Flip of the Blue album. I don't know, it's called Two. So it is the key, here, it's just it. So it's that, so the back of the song, you're limited to exploring suggest it's clear. Anyway, like I said, back to the video. This is a retro raw down in the day of night, wherever it may be. We're going to review raw and second of this past week. And I tell you, this place is taking over, man. It's a very solid show. So, hey, before we get started, though, if you're in this YouTube channel, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button down below. Hey, Jorge Edwards. Hey, I'm sorry, Jorge. Hey, Fire, what's up, buddy? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. Us, my co-host, will be joining us shortly. She's having some technical issues. Uh, hopefully she gets that all squared away. Uh, so, well, uh, so yeah, so like I said, we're going to do Raw, this week. And it's been a hell of a show for the past couple of weeks. I know we just got to Raw down last week. We were going to, but we're back. We're back. Hey, Jorge, doing really well, man. What? This guy right here, baby. This guy. I appreciate you guys tapping into the watch. Um, yeah, they brought that Karrion Cross up back there a couple of weeks ago, or rather last week. And we're going to give him a push. We're going to give him a big event push right off the bat. So, I mean, hey, I'm not mad at that. You know, okay, so I like him in the next two. So hopefully they let him do that on screen, go to the next two on SmackDown, and take the character to SmackDown off. Uh, Also, we had a wild debut this week. Dexter Loomis. The Loomis debut was the most difficult of the game. We're going to get to all that. Also, I think Dominic, just saying, what's up there? Because, that's just a weird thing. Here we go. Like I said, if you're here, smash that like button. And also, share this link with your friends. Show everybody that show everybody what we're doing, man. Everybody that, hey, the Westwood Bros is the channel for that. And like you and all that stuff. Frank and I will be back this upcoming Wednesday with one, two episodes in one. So we review WrestleMania and I believe Raw. We're going to review a Raw from we want to do it from the we review this upcoming Wednesday, WrestleMania 27 and Raw from December 29th, 2003. I believe that was a Triple H show, WrestleMania next show. I could be wrong. But we got that coming up this week. We're also going to review another hit song called Paramount Show. So, uh, what did you say? Uh, uh, you know what? I'll just start off with it. So Raw took place this week, and okay. So Raw took place in Cleveland, Ohio, at the Rocket Mortgage Field House, and the first points out for the female Bailey, Io Sky, which I think is a lot better than Raw, and Dakota. And they came out and they told how they're going to be how they're going to be the next WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I like the regular championship back. Hopefully they do something over this time. I also like that they're incorporating the NXT Women's Division in this tag team as well. That's kind of cool. Cody Stark and Nikita Lyons, right? They're two of the most popular in that NXT group. I think I would have had Ricky Golden and Ricky Taylor because they actually were women's tag team champions. But I could see why you go with the baby face style. That's good. But, I think it's really cool. Hey, here's the right here, right now. Man,
There she
Ooh,
is.
I finally made it. Oh my God.
Finally, yeah. I was just talking about the
Finally.
opening of. Oh, you're frozen.
Oh, Jesus. It's my goddamn internet. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah, like
Okay.
I was just discussing. Boy, if you could see what you're frozen on right now, you would be laughing.
Oh, jeez. Son of a bitch. Damn. Oh, shit. Oh, this sucks. No, my internet's been an ass lately. Like, we're we're trying to look into an upgrade, but excuse me, there I am. Yeah, but
So like I was saying, so Raw kicked off with Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Bailey. They were talking about how they're going to be the next women's tag team champions. They were
mhm,
interrupted by Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and
yeah,
Bianca Belair, and they said,
hmm
no, they're going to be the next women's tag team champions.
yeah,
And Bianca said, and if you want to fight Bailey, let's fight. And
yeah,
the six women, they had a nice little brawl
hmm
that spilled into the crowd. It was
yep,
epic. Uh,
yep,
and I mean, it was a good way to open the show. It was
hmm
hot. It was a hot way to open the show.
yeah. It makes sense because I mean, I was thinking in the back of my mind that I mean, a better match. It was obviously leading up to eventually they made the six woman tag match for Clash of the Castle with Bailey, Dakota, and Io. I still call her Io Shirai for the record. And of course, the opposing team will be Bianca, Asuka, and Becky. And that's actually going to be a very good match, I think.
Bianca,
Um, yeah, yeah. But it now that I think of it, it makes sense because it's too early to. I mean, I personally would want to see Bailey have a title shot, but it's too early after her return to do so. Like they should save that for, maybe even the Rumble or
Survivor
maybe
Series.
even yeah, that too. Sure. Yeah.
Next segment that took place. Uh, uh, so I got these results pulled up here because I can't remember
Okay.
what happened.
I can't either. Yeah, I'm pretty much relying on you this time around.
Seth Rollins came out kind of promo against Riddle. Uh,
Oh yeah.
then he had a matchup against Angelo Dawkins. It's your standard Seth Rollins match.
hmm
Nothing really special about this match. Seth Rollins won with the curb stomp. Uh,
hmm
Marquez Ford got kicked out of the ring, or
Yeah.
got kicked out of ringside because they thought he was interfering.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
yeah,
remember now. I remember now what I was thinking during this match, and I couldn't help but think it. And it's a thought that I've had for quite a while now. Like, I would love to see this lead up to a mixed tag team match. I think you know where I'm leading, right? Husband and wife versus husband and wife. Okay.
I don't think that's going to
I
happen.
want to see Becky and Seth tag up against Montez Ford
And
and Bianca.
But
Yes.
I don't see that match happening for a while because they just turned Becky back into a babyface. So I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe somewhere along down the road, like between now and Mania, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So Seth Rollins defeated Angelo
Angelo.
Dawkins.
Mhm.
Then we went to a backstage segment with Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio and Edge.
Oh yeah, and Edge, right?
Edge apologized to Dominic for spearing him last week.
Yeah.
And Dominic did not accept the apology.
Yeah.
Edge.
It was like the hell with you, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Now your first bring up of Edge. I know we might touch base on this later, but now that's on my mind, I gotta let it out. I like this challenge put down by Priest for my show in Toronto coming up, him versus Edge. I mean, as it stands now, it's rumors. Like I'm not sure if that's gonna go on, but it looks like so far it's only on the rumor status.
I like the idea of that matchup going with two.
Mm-hmm.
It was a challenge, and I could see it happening. And in Toronto, I think it's appropriate that it happens in Toronto.
Yeah, sure.
Because Edge's hometown, right? So from that aspect, it makes complete sense. Have his wife, have Beth and their daughters there, and then have Damian and Finn beat him down, and then have Dominic come beat him down too. That's where you turn Dominic. That's where you turn Dominic.
Exactly. I mean, I do remember too thinking right after the unacceptance of the apology from Edge, I had a feeling that maybe sooner or later they will get Dominic to become a member of the Judgment Day.
We'll get to that in a few minutes because there's something that happens later on in the show about that.
Mm-hmm.
So next segment was Ezekiel. I'm sorry, there was.
You mean Elias?
Yeah,
you mean Elias?
Basically killed Ezekiel. That's all you need to know. Next,
Owens did.
He did. He killed him. Powerbomb on the right. He's done. Ezekiel, bye-bye. You're done.
See ya.
See ya. Right. And before that, there was actually an interview with The Miz and Ciampa. Ciampa says he's going to become the United States champ tonight. Blah, blah, blah. Your standard deal promo. It was a good promo.
Stand your ground, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then we had, then we talked about this already. Damian Priest challenged Edge for a match in Toronto. Then we got Finn Balor versus Rey Mysterio. This is a really good match. This was really good.
Because they're both the same styles of wrestling, like high flying, a little bit technical here and there. I mean, even though of course Mysterio has way more experience than Finn, it was still very well.
Finn has his share of experience. He's not a slouch. He's not a rookie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But Mysterio definitely beats him out in experience.
Yeah. The ending came when Mysterio set up Finn for the 619, and Rhea dragged out Dominic, and Dominic was bloody. So apparently earlier in the show,
distraction. Now I remember. Yeah.
But apparently there was a moment in the show earlier before this. There was a car crash.
Oh.
And we'll talk about that in a minute because that's actually really interesting. I wonder when it happened. Hang on, let's see if I have referees EMP. Okay, so they didn't show that. Okay. There was a car wreck, and that kind of leads into the main event. But the thing I liked about that was that
Mhm.
so that whole thing was obviously scripted, the car wreck.
Yeah, no
But the
kidding.
way they shot it, they didn't make it the main focus. Like they
Mhm.
put wrestlers backstage. They like right here, um,
Oh, right,
right here,
right.
for instance.
Yeah.
They had Sarah Schreiber, who was interviewing Dana Brooke and Tamina, and
Mm.
they were talking about beating Dakota Kai and Io Sky, whatever, right? And
Oh, yeah, right.
but if you look in the background, if you
Mhm.
look in the background of that whole situation,
Mhm.
you can see
Mm.
pandemonium. You could see EMTs running and security
Oh,
running and all this stuff going on in the background. It's
oh, right.
subtle.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
subtle, but so you
Mhm.
got to pay attention. But if you paid attention, it pays
Mhm.
off.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and then we got Dakota Kai and Io Sky versus Tamina and Dana Brooke,
Mhm.
and this was a simple women's tag match.
Mhm.
Nothing too special.
Yeah.
Io and Dakota won.
Mhm.
Uh, the
They make a formidable tag team. I mean, not just from being brought up with Bailey, but again, their experience matches each other. So and their moves match each other. So they make a pretty formidable tag team. And if I could just touch base on another team in the tournament, because I was actually thinking about this today, um, Natalia and Sonya Deville. They also make a formidable tag team because they're both like the badass attitude, and even though even though Natalia has got more experience than Sonya, she could pass on her experience, and they can exchange ideas, and they'd make. As a matter of fact, now that I think of it, they're my pick to win the whole tournament.
Yeah.
That
Uh,
is
before you came on, I was talking about Zoe Stark and
hmm,
uh, Nikita Lyons being in this tournament, and how at
okay.
school they had NXT representation. I think that was really cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I said I would have had Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, but I could see
okay,
why they went with the babyface route instead.
yeah,
That makes total sense.
sure,
Uh, so Bobby Lashley was shown warming up backstage.
yeah,
Uh,
I remember
Kevin,
that.
yeah, right here. Here's where it gets crazy. Kevin Patrick runs up to Kevin Owens backstage, who is leaving the arena.
Hmm.
Kevin Owens says if Patrick ever runs up on him again, he'll do what he did to Ezekiel.
Yeah,
Owens did,
Elias.
Owens did that because he realized who he is. Ezekiel doesn't know who he is. It took
That's
him to
right.
find himself. There
Yeah.
are more eyes than ever on the show. Facts. Uh,
Hmm.
and he figured it would be a good time to remind everyone that this is still the Kevin Owens show. And then right there,
That's
there's a
right.
wreck,
It is.
car wreck, and people surrounding it in the backstage
Mhm.
background of the shot. So there you go.
Yeah.
Uh, we play as a Dominic or getting dumped by Rhea Ripley or so. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Blah, blah,
Right. Hmm.
blah. We got next up Ciampa versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah,
Great,
for the U.S. title. Yeah.
really good.
Hmm.
Uh,
I like how they're pushing Champa. I mean, I'm not crazy about him personally, but the way they're pushing him is not bad. And I can't help but thinking that his name Champa, right? That
yeah,
eventually he'll be a champ sooner
yes.
than later. I can't help but putting those things
Camp,
together.
camp, yeah. Um, no, this is really good, and a lot of people are sitting there saying, "Well, Ciampa should have won." Da, 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 da. Hold on. It's the first match of the feud. It's the
Yeah,
first match. I
yeah,
bet they'll have more. So
mhm,
relax. I'm sure he'll
yeah,
get a win eventually. I'm sure he'll get the title eventually. Just be
mhm,
patient and wait this one out.
yeah,
Like I said, this was a good match. At one point, uh, Ciampa removed the turnbuckle post or the turnbuckle pad,
mhm,
nailed Lashley into it.
mhm,
Lashley was able to get out of, or Lashley was able to kick out of that. Um, and the ending came when Lashley, uh, um, Ciampa was going for a Willow's Bell. Lashley, hang on, that's wrong.
doesn't count,
Here
eh?
we go. Here we go. Ciampa. Lashley blocks a running knee then hits a spine buster, and then he applies a hurt lock, and Ciampa fights it off, but he's got no choice but to tap.
Yeah, it was tapping. Yeah.
Bobby Lashley. Ciampa looked good in the feet, though. He didn't go down and just.
Yeah, it was a back and forth kind of match. Both guys were giving their best. Well, you got to for a title shot, for a title
This
match.
isn't even worth covering, but this was part of the show, so I'm just going to say it. I don't think you have thoughts on this, and neither do I. 2-on-1 handicap match: Andrea Grucero and Spencer Slade versus Omos, and Omos just destroyed.
Oh yeah, the two guys. Yeah, apparently at least one of these guys was already training, but yeah, a couple of local punks. But I guess that had to be the filler match of the night. Yeah. Now that I think of it too, Omos had been missing in action for a little while, and
I know that.
Yeah, if I may bring this up too, I wonder why Theory has missed in action for at least a couple weeks.
Theory,
what's going on?
He had a death in the family. I think his uncle passed.
Oh, I see. Well, that's too bad.
So he's kind of grieving right now. So
I see.
Prayers out to Austin Theory.
Yeah.
We'll have an exclusive interview with Riddle next week on Raw, and Seth Rollins is backstage with an interview. He said, "Well, if you want to interview him, I'll have an interview too next week."
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Here's your guy, Chad Gable. Go ahead, do it.
Thank you.
There you go. He has a matchup against Dolph Ziggler. Great match right here.
This was the match of the night for me.
Yeah.
Because actually now that not just that, because this was a match I found myself paying the most attention to, because like I said before, when it comes to match styles and fighting styles, and they both were, as far as I know, they were both amateur wrestlers, or at least Ziggler was, and then of course you got Gable with the Olympic wrestling. So those two styles are very similar from what I know anyway. So this made for, I would say, even this is modern times, this was a classic match and very well put together. Yeah, both guys again were at their peak. Absolutely. One of their best matches for sure.
Ziggler wins when he hits Chad Gable with a super kick. Like we both said, great match.
Yeah, there was a famouser thrown in there too, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week, Alexa Bliss and Asuka will take on Nikki ASH and Dewdrop in a first round match of the women's tag team tournament. Yeah. I love Alexa Bliss as a babyface. I think.
I guess so. Yeah. I love Asuka. Asuka.
See, so we both have something on this team that we like.
Yes.
There you go. We both win.
I love Asuka. She's my girl.
Yeah. Look, Bliss was a heel back in late 2010s, 2017. Heel, right? Yeah. She was a great heel, but I think she's good as a babyface too. I think.
Yeah. You mean Alexa, right?
Who did I say?
You mean Bliss, right?
Yes. Who did I say?
Yeah. Yeah, Alexa. Yeah. Okay. Because at the very short time, I think Asuka was a heel as well, but it didn't suit her. Like, she's one of those lovable kind of girls, and overall fun to watch, an amazing wrestler.
I remember WrestleMania. So here's something for you. Asuka and Alexa Bliss are teaming up now, right?
Right.
Do you remember?
They were opponents, I guess. Yeah.
Do you remember the WrestleMania 36 Women's Tag Team title match?
Vaguely.
36, for those of you who don't remember, that was the one that took place in the pandemic era. That was the one with
okay.
That was the one with no fans.
Right. Okay. So that had to be 2020, I guess, right?
Yep.
Okay.
The tag title match with the women was Asuka and Kairi Sane against
right. And the Kabuki Warriors. Yeah.
Now, who were the baby faces? Who were the heels?
The heels had to be who'd you say? Alexa and Nikki.
No, they were the baby faces.
Yeah. The heels were.
So Asuka and Kairi were the heels.
Yes, that's right.
Little tribute.
I was right.
Little
the only thing I really remember well from that WrestleMania was when Rhea Ripley first came up and challenged Charlotte Flair for I believe it was the SmackDown Women's title, and Rhea won, became champion.
You remember that over the Firefly Funhouse match? Come on.
To be honest, yes.
Wow.
To be honest,
Hey.
yes. I have selective memory, I think.
I'm being real.
I'm
Everybody was
nuts.
loving, everybody was ranting and raving over the AJ Styles Undertaker Boneyard match. And that match was cool.
Oh, I was. There's no question. I was.
But for me, oh man, I love that Firefly Funhouse match. That was so entertaining.
There's rumors that Bray Wyatt might come back.
I hope
Rumors
so.
out of
I hope
many.
so, 'cause he was cool. He was very cool.
As the Fiend, by the way.
Nikki, ASH, and Doudrop are backstage. Nikki says their victory next week will put them one step closer to the championships. Doudrop says they will crush their dreams. Bliss and Asuka are shown elsewhere backstage. No one will crush their dreams. Bailey, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai show up and warn the girl. They warn them that if they face them, they win. Blah 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 blah. Police officers run by them, but we don't see what they're running toward. This is again that subtlety. That's that subtlety. So, next up,
I have to be honest about something too. I like Doudrop and Nikki tagging up as well, to be honest, because they're both Scottish.
Yeah, I think that's
really, country women. Why not?
Really cool connection. Yeah,
I like that.
Next is your main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Styles versus The Miz in a no disqualification match. This matchup was brutal. This matchup was great.
Yes.
AJ Styles won. And then they go off the air with panning to somebody in the crowd trying to jump the barricade.
Who the hell was that?
Do you know who that was? You don't know who that was?
I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue.
Did you watch NXT at all?
I never do. No.
Do you know who Dexter Lumis is?
I've been hearing the name ever since, but I had looked him up and
Dexter Lumis was on NXT. He was a very popular act in NXT.
Oh, okay.
And so now he's coming back, and then he was released with a bunch of other people, and he's back. They brought him back, and this is their way of bringing him back. So they think. So what I'm thinking is that car crash and all that pandemonium backstage.
That could have been him. Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Makes sense. Yeah.
By him.
A little setup there.
Yeah, a little setup and it's subtlety, right? And they wouldn't let him come over the barricade.
Yeah. Right.
Either, which was really,
he's obviously got some beef with Styles, I guess.
Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Next week on Raw, we got Nikki, ASH, and Doudrop against Bliss and Asuka in a first round tag team women's tag team championship tournament match.
Yep.
Will also return. So there you go. On to SmackDown here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
SmackDown took place last night in Raleigh, North Carolina at the PNC Arena. Opening match was Xia Li and Shotzi against Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah. This matchup was really good. It was not really good, but it was good. It was solid.
This was a tournament match, right?
Yeah. Raquel and Aaliyah, they picked up the victory, so they move on in the tag team tournament. Karrion Kross was backstage with Scarlett. He says that in the middle of chaos, opportunity appears, and last week that's what happened. The rebirth of Darkened Soul. He says Drew and Roman are the chosen ones. Then they are cast out of paradise to be forgotten, but never forgot. But they never forgot. What? Here, let me read this again. They are cast out of paradise to be forgotten, but they never forgot. They are prepared and they waited for the perfect time to strike. Oh, okay. They being Karrion and Scarlett. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
They waited for the perfect time to strike. Yeah. Everyone knows about the bloodline. Now they will show them a new timeline. Ooh, that's actually cool. I like that.
So they interrupted a promo with McIntyre, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay.
No, because Drew comes out after this. Drew comes out next. And Karrion Cross. No, Drew McIntyre was shown walking backstage to the ring as Cross looks at him from behind, and then here comes Drew McIntyre. So McIntyre's in the ring, and he says it's an exciting time in WWE. There's a lot of new faces showing up. Drew was jumped from across last week. He says a lot of people think he will talk about the horrible things he will do to him, but he gets it. He has been waiting for a year. And what better opportunity than to attack the number one contender and stare down the champion?
That's right. Yeah.
Right? I agree with that.
Make a statement and make a name for yourself, right?
Make a statement, kid, right?
Yeah.
Problem with that is the number one contender is Drew. He says his hands are a little full, but he'll get to. But hang on. He says his hands are a little full, but they will play a little game. He can pick between a knockout, the hospital, or the graveyard. He says Roman Reigns is not there tonight. He tells Roman that the last two matches with Brock Lesnar, it took him, his family, weapons, and sacrificing the wise man to get the job done against Lesnar. But the man he's facing, Drew McIntyre, walked into WrestleMania in the main event. Funny, he's mentioning this because we just talked about this WrestleMania.
That's right.
Drew McIntyre walked into WrestleMania in the main event and beat Lesnar with his own hands. That's true.
That's right. Yep.
Funny because we just talked about that same WrestleMania with the women's title match.
That's right.
Yeah,
and it was Drew who eliminated. I remember. In the Rumble. That was the 2020 Rumble, I think.
And that was the same.
Or the 2021. Oh, that was the same Rumble we were talking about before, where Drew won, and Lesnar had already eliminated like over 10 guys or something.
Yeah. So,
and Drew eliminated Brock with a Claymore.
Yeah.
I remember that. I can't believe it.
Who says the island of relevancy is not a real place? Karrion's out comes Scarlett as she stares down, or as she stands on stage. She gets in the ring. She gets onto the ring and steps, and the Usos attack Drew from behind.
I was going to say the Usos showed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Drew fights back, but Jay hits him with a super kick. They send him to the ropes and it's the 1D on McIntyre. Scarlett's standing on the ring apron. Jay tells her to tell Cross that if he stands up to the tribal chief, they will put him down. This is bloodline territory. She tells them that it's funny because Cross has the same message to them.
And I remember it was either Cole or McAfee. They were saying that Drew gets attacked for the second week in a row. Thanks to the Usos, so that was another occurrence.
Next, they hype up the Intercontinental Championship with a video package. Hit Row returns. Yes, I love Hit Row. I love Hit Row.
Yeah,
Dalla and Ashanti the Adonis. They came back. They made their SmackDown returns last night, and they beat. They beat Brandon Scott and Trevor. It was a regular squash match, whatever. But hey, I love Hit Row, and B-Fab gets on the mic.
Oh, those guys, yeah.
And says, Top Dollar begins to rap, and Adonis introduces himself. B-Fab says they are Hit Row, the OG3, and if you don't know, now you know. I mean, love those guys. And then we got Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser backstage, and Kayla tries to interview them. Gunther tells her to tell Shinsuke that he will suffer at the hands of the ring general. We got a table and 2 chairs set up for the SmackDown Women's Championship contract signing. This segment was okay. Ronda Rousey came back and she's supposed to be a heel, but that bro, that was crazy.
I like that show up,
So Liv
and then Shayna gets in her face. That was cool too.
Yeah, so Shayna and Liv, they have a SmackDown contract signing. It's your standard contract signing that ends in a brawl. Shayna attacks Liv first, but Liv does the bulldog into the table and stands tall. So there you go.
Now that I think of it, if I may say, now that this SmackDown Women's Title match is official. What is it? Liv? Who was it? Liv against? You just said her. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's Liv and who?
Shayna.
Shayna. Okay, thank you. If Liv retains, or even if Shayna beats her, I would personally like to see a triple threat.
There you
Maybe
go.
next pay-per-view with Rousey and
Yeah.
the three of them. Would be an excellent
Kevin
match.
Nazim is in the chat. He says, "Can't believe Triple H changed back to WWF now. This is definitely he didn't change it back to WWF, but he's in charge.
No,
But
yeah, he's in charge.
he
Yeah,
old
he's
school
bringing
vibes.
back a lot of guys and girls, like who have been. That's why for one the rumors are spreading around about Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
I was talking with some guys earlier today at my Jays game. They were also wrestling fans, and we were talking a little bit about that. And one of the guys mentioned Wyatt, and is one of many who's rumored to be bringing back.
yeah. He also says, I think it makes sense they changed TVPG to TV-14 because they did censor a lot of adult jokes. It probably would be crazy if they uncensored the half of the jokes. He also says if WWE ever comes to or back to Pittsburgh, I definitely would let my friends know, and I would let one of my friends get the WWE belt with him. Okay, cool.
Keep your ears open because they actually come to Pittsburgh quite often.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no question.
Thank you for joining us, Devin. So Sami Zayn is backstage and
keeps bugging the Usos.
Earlier backstage, Drew McIntyre attacked the Usos Earlier backstage, Drew McIntyre attacked the Usos, and Sami Zayn ran. So right here, they confront Sami about that, and they ask him, "Where were you?" And he says he was going to get security. And Jay tells him,
right.
Enough with the excuses. And like he told him last week, if he doesn't step up, he'll be put aside. Jay tells him to go to the ring and call out Drew. So they go out to the ring and they call out Drew. And it was Drew McIntyre versus the Usos. And at first it's a handicap match. Drew actually holds his own, and then Usos get the upper hand. They beat him down. They stomp out Drew. Madcap Moss comes to the rescue. And he comes in and clears house. And so now it's Madcap and Drew against the Usos. And now Madcap was getting dropped, just getting beat up by the Usos. Hot tag into Drew. Drew cleans house. Drew gets beat up for a little bit, but then he tags Madcap. Basically, the ending of the match goes when Drew McIntyre hits the Claymore on Jimmy, and they win. Drew and Madcap pick up the victory. Jay gets in the ring, and Drew hits him with the Future Shock DDT. Drew goes for Claymore, but Jay's onto Jay, but Zayn pushes Jay out of the way, and Drew hits him with the Claymore. Stage, we had
the honor and use. Indeed.
We had a Maximum Male Models segment. They're backstage doing a photo shoot. Here comes Los Lotharios, who are Angel Garza and Humberto
Carrillo.
And they want to be a part of the Maximum Male Models. And Max Dupree tells them they don't have a shot. And you tell him, we weren't talking to you. They were talking to the chick. So they were talking to Maxine. So then we got
put her on the kiss cam, eh?
Facts. Then we got a video package hyping up the Intercontinental Championship match between Shinsuke.
I love that.
It was a great package. The main event.
Great guys in there.
Stu and Kaiser for the Intercontinental Championship. Damn, you talk about two hard-hitting wrestlers.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. I remember one point during that match that Gunther actually delivered a very similar kick to the Claymore, because I remember saying to myself, "Oh, look at that! It looks almost like a Claymore." And it knocked Nakamura like into next week. It was like it twisted around. It was crazy in the air there, and it looked like a Claymore.
Say what you want, but Gunther is not your typical. I mean, when Gunther whacks you, You feel it for the next month.
Yeah, it's like running into a wall.
You feel it for the next week. Gunther chops you. You feel it for the next month.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
damn.
this guy's hands are like a frying pan.
Oh my
But
god.
I was also thinking about a point in this match too, that I had mentioned before that when the two opponents, whether it's a singles match or a tag match or triple threat, whatever, when there's similar styles between the opponents, that always makes for an excellent match. But
Yeah.
despite like Gunther being the more powerful and brutal type fighter, whereas Nakamura is the more technical and high flyer, this still was an excellent match, despite their differences in ring styles.
Devin
Very
says,
well done.
I'd like to see Undertaker doing one more match someday. That would be dope if
I don't know about that. I would love that, but I don't know. I doubt it.
Yeah, I think
I doubt it.
Taker's done. I think he wants to be
Yeah.
done. Let him be
Yeah.
done. So the ending of this matchup came when Gunther hit a sleeper. Nakamura attacks his right arm as he gets out of it, but Gunther hits him with a drop kick, and Gunther hits him with a power bomb, and Gunther goes for the cover.
That.
1 to 2 to 3, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Gunther retains. Yeah.
Still go Intercontinental Champion. God, please give us more matches with these two.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, unbelievable. Now, if that doesn't happen, I actually got a question. I mean, I for one would like to see Nakamura get another shot, but if not, who should be next in line for an IC title shot? I honestly can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but I want your opinion on that.
That's a very good question. Oh,
yeah.
Good. Yo, you're gonna make. I hate you. You're gonna make me think.
I can't think much now, but I can't think of anyone at the moment. But
man, let's see. I'm going to go through this roster here real quick, and that's
good idea.
Gunther. So you got Gunther as a champ, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I don't see any. Maybe. Oh, that's a stretch, but maybe. Cat Moss.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
I don't think we're going back to Rick Boogs.
No. Well, actually, you know what? Now that a little spark just came in my mind. If maybe it would be Boogs, then there might be a little rivalry going on with Nakamura.
Wait, that connection. That actually would make sense to have Boogs do it.
There you go.
God bless America. Damn.
I can't believe I'm thinking.
You actually hit.
I hit it right on the nail, man.
Hey, put some applause in the chat section for Natalie here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bing,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That was your retro RawDown for the week.
It was. Yeah, that was great.
So, yeah, I want to thank Nat for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. See, I got you there. We did it.
That's fine.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So, like I said, this week, this upcoming Wednesday, Frank and I are going to be back with a back-to-back episode. So, in one episode, you're going to get 2 shows. In one show, you're going to get 2 shows. So, in one show, you're going to get 2 reviews. You're going to get You're going to get us reviewing WrestleMania 27 and Raw December. Hold up, I always forget the date because he's got these specific dates.
Okay.
Raw, December 29, 2003, and also at the end of the month we got a special Retro Bros podcast, special Retro Bros reviews, because yours truly, Nat here, will be joining us to discuss SummerSlam
1992. All right. Beautiful. I can't wait. You got to give me a date. You got to give me a specific date.
We'll get you with that. Frank will get you with that.
Great. Sure. Super. So, I can't wait. That'll be sick, y'all. That'll be sick, because that's a very special pay-per-view for me. It was my very first pay-per-view, like ordered on pay-per-view, and 30-year anniversary. I'm gonna have a lot to say forgive me. I'm warning you all now. I'm gonna have a lot to say about that
So-
review. I can't wait.
Be on the lookout for that show. Be on the lookout for the show this week. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Smash the like button. Comment down below what shows you want us to watch next. Do all the good stuff, man. Comment.
Let me
like,
throw this in as well, if I may, please. Next week's SmackDown will be from Montreal, where I was born and raised, right? And then, of course, Monday Night Raw on August 22 in the T-Dot. I will be there. And what I'll try to do is do like maybe a little live thing. I mean, I don't know how to do it with the streaming here, but I'll try my best to get maybe some live shots, maybe post them to your Facebook page at least, and I'll do my best. But I will be at Monday Night Raw August 22.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm CJ. She's Nat. Till next time, we out.